Hello, humans and monsters and other creatures. Severed is here, coming back with part 12 of What If Deku Had Air Cannon. Now, where we last left off, Izuku has finally joined into the Yakuza of Overhaul. After meeting with him by accident of course, the little girl Eri hitting his leg, and he just stuck with Overhaul for a little bit. Overhaul offered him money, place to stay in, and other things, but Izuku refused it all. In the end, Overhaul told him about how he can possibly bring someone back to life, and Izuku immediately knowing exactly that this is what he want. He know exactly that he want to get his mother back, and Overhaul can give him that, so he joined Overhaul. And after Overhaul showing him around the place and showing him what he's doing to Eri, telling him that he wants to trust Izuku and to make sure that he will not gonna betray him and blah 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 this shit, he took him into his own special room. You can see a VIP room because, well, Izuku having such a big name in the underground, being the son of the devil, as Izuku right now sleeping, and inside his mind he only heard the sound of his father, all for one, talking with him as he turned around and, standing in front of him, face to face. And before we get right into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's just get right into it. As right now, Izuku standing in front of his father, getting ready to a fight, but immediately, All For One said, "Why do you want to fight me? I'm not here to fight you, Izuku." As Izuku said, "Yeah? You're not here to fight me, then why are you here? How are you even here?" As after that, All For One said, "I've always with you. Don't you remember? I told you that I will always be by your side, no matter what the situation is. No matter how many times I will gonna leave you, no matter how many times I will not be able to see you, I will always be by your side." As after that, Izuku said, "But that doesn't explain anything. What do you want from me?" As after that, All For One said, "I want you to join me, Mizuku, my son. I want you to join me, to join your father on my plan to dominance this planet and to put it under my hands." As after that, Izuku said, "You want me to help you to control everything? And why would I do that?" As after that, All For One said, "Because I need your help, Midoriya." As Izuku said, "You need my help? You just want to use me. That's the only reason why I am existed, for you to use me, and I refuse that." As after that, All For One said, You think that I married Inko just to create you so you can help me?" As after that, Izuku said, "Then why did you even did any of this? Why am I even existed?" As after that, All For One said, "Well, I will gonna tell you the truth. I just want to talk with you, so can you please just listen to me? I'm not here talking with you as All For One, the villain that have been going in Japan causing terrifying incidents, and the one that kinda defeated the number one hero, All Might, and all of this. I want to talk with you as Hisashi Midoriya, the father of yours. Your father, the one that always treated you well, the one that always made sure that you were gonna smile on the face of a danger, the one that left with you, the one that carried you on his back, and these things. I want to talk with you as Hisashi Midoriya, not as All For One." As after that, Izuku said, "Why? Why do you want to talk with me? You just want to use me." As after that, All For One put his hand on his helmet and said, "Please, Midoriya." As he taken the helmet down, and Izuku look in front of him as he see the face of his father, Hisashi Midoriya, his real face, his white hair, his red eyes. As Izuku said, "What?" As All For One said, "Please, let us talk." As immediately Izuku hands stop, the wind around Izuku hands start to get slow and to stop. As after that, All For One said, "Good, now please sit down." As suddenly from nowhere, two chairs, two fancy chairs and one giant table between them with some tea on it, appeared from nowhere. As after that, Izuku sit in front of All For One, and If you are wondering how All For One got his face back, well, that because it's inside Izuku head. Everything that he want to imagine, it will gonna be existed. So you can say that is just a kind of part of the brainwash thing or something like that. Anyway, as after that, Izuku said, "What do you want from me? Didn't you took already everything that I have?" As after that, All For One said, "I doesn't want to take anything from you, Midoriya. I want to give you something." As Izuku said, "Something like what? Let me guess. Power? Something like ability to heal? Wings or something like that? I doesn't want your quirks. I want my life back. I want to live." As after that, All For One said, "And that's what I want too, Midoriya. I want to create a world where everyone can live in harmony. A world where everyone can have their quirks. I'm sure that you already know how someone will gonna feel if he is quirkless, right?" As after that, Izuku said, "So, what about it? I was quirkless. What are you saying right now?" As after that, All For One said, "I want to give everyone a quirk. I want to take quirks of those villains, those people that hurting other peoples, those that are doing the wrong in this society, and to rebuild it in my own imagination. A world where everyone having their own quirk, even if it's a normal quirk, even if it's just a quirk that's kinda useless, something that will gonna make them stay in the society and be accepted. You already know the feeling of someone being quirkless, feeling weak, and everyone looking down on you, telling you that you are nothing in this society, telling you that you doesn't even deserve to exist. You know this pain, Midoriya, and I know that you know it very well. And that's why I want you to help me." As after that, All For One, or Hisashi Midoriya, leaning closer into Izuku, as Izuku looking down and said, "Why do you want to do anything of this? Can't you do it all by yourself?" As after that, All For One said, "I was able to, but this society will never gonna accept my ideas, Midoriya. They will gonna think that I'm a villain just because my quirk is villainous. Just look at some people in the streets. There is villains in this world that they just were some sort of victims for their own quirks. Someone that has quirk making him unable to control his feeling, turning him into a crazy person whenever I don't know, for example, whenever someone telling him a joke, or someone that he having such a taste of blood and he just can't hold his urges to drink blood just because his quirk require a blood to be activated, or someone else that he can control anyone's minds by just talking to them, but he could never stop it, so no one talking with him, thinking that they will just gonna become his own puppets. All these people and more of them are just being victims to their own quirks, and I want to change that. I want to build a society where everyone can live in harmony, where everyone can have a quirk, and nobody can tell them they are a villain or a hero. They are the one that decided what they will gonna do with their quirks, not the quirk itself." But Midoriya, I'm getting old. Maybe you doesn't know it, but I am 200 years old, maybe even more than that. And I'm getting too old to even move my own body. Maybe I still able to move a little bit, but without my support machines, I am basically a dead man walking. But your body, Midoriya, your body gave you the ability to handle any type of a quirk that you've been giving. Any kind of a quirk, no matter what it is. A quirk that increase your size, a quirk that make you control blood, brainwash, fire breath, anything, your body will be able to handle it very perfectly. And that's something that I need to get, and it's something that I doesn't have. But you, Midoriya, have it, and you can handle a lots of quirks, thousands even, without even a single upgrade on your body or a single change. And that's why I need your help, my son." As after that, Izuku said, What do you want me to help you with? As after that, All For One smiled and said, thanks, Midoriya, for you listening to me. Now, I want you to take my quirk. As Izuku said, and what is even your quirk? Isn't it fire breath? I mean, I doesn't even know if it's fire breath anymore. As after that, All For One said, no, it's not really fire breath. My quirk, just as my villain name. All For One. I can take any quirks from anyone and give it to anyone that I want. I can store them in my body and use them in the way that I want. And it's the quirk that I will gonna give you. And some other, just to start with. Or maybe my quirk activation ability and other things like that. And also my lifespan quirk. It's a quirk that made me live for 200 years. It's only double my lifespan time. Like, if I will gonna live for 100 years, I will gonna live for above 200, maybe even more. And with a body type like yours, Izuku, I'm sure that you will gonna live for a long time to be finally able to achieve my dreams, to finally create the perfect world where everyone can live in harmony. So, Midoriya, can you please help me? As All For One just looking into Izuku's eyes, holding his right arm, while it's glowing with crimson electricity and a black ones. As Izuku just looking into his father's hand, and after that start getting hesitant, but surely and very slowly, he put his hand in his father's hands. As after that, All For One said, thank you, Midoriya. And suddenly, a shock of electricity hitting Izuku's body, and such a strong pain, and he going start to scream in the empty space of his head. And after that, All For One just smiled under his breath and said, thank you very much. And in the real world, Izuku jumped off of his bed and said, what was that? Damn it! Fucking damn it! Why can't I have a normal dream for once? As after that, someone opened the door and said, mister, are you okay? As after that, Izuku said, I'm okay, just leave me alone. My head has just hurt me. It was a bad dream. As after that, the guy said, alright. Should I tell Overhaul about this? As after that, Izuku said, no, I'm okay. I'm just gonna go out to just walk, alright? As after that, the guy said, alright, I'm just gonna tell Overhaul about that. As Izuku said, whatever. And after that, Izuku taking his hoodie jacket and come out of the hideout of Overhaul. But while that's happening, in the opposite side of Japan, and exactly in Tartarus prison, All Might is walking with the chief of police and the detective, and also Mirio. As the chief of police said, he didn't speak anything from a couple of days. He refused to tell us anything about where Midoriya is or anything like that. I wasn't expecting him to tell us anything, but he really so annoying. As after that, All Might said, well, I was searching for Midoriya around the city, but I couldn't find him. The only time that I ever saw him, it was here, so maybe I will gonna find something from All For One. In the end, he will gonna talk with me, I know that. He having something, and he preparing something. So, make sure that nothing will gonna go wrong this time, alright? As after that, the chief of police said, alright, Midoriya, alright, All Might, just make sure that you will not gonna get hurt. As All Might said, alright. Mirio, as Mirio said, yes, All Might, you should go back with with Night Eye. I will gonna handle the things from here. As Mirio said, are you sure about that, All Might? As All Might said, yeah, I'm sure. You can go to continue your mission with Night Eye. I'm sure that you need to capture that villain Overhaul as soon as possible. As after that, Mirio said, well, if you say so. As after that, Mirio just leave the place, and All Might getting inside the room of All For One, sitting on a chair, and between him and All For One is, of course, a wall of glass. As after that, All Might said, All For One, as All For One is just quiet, and he's just smiling. As after that, All Might said, tell me, where is Midoriya? I know that you are hiding him somewhere. Now tell me where he is. Stop these games and tell us where he is. Isn't it enough all the pain that you caused to him? As after that, All for One is just smiling as All Might said, you said that you want to talk with me last night. Well, I am here. Now talk with me. What do you want? As All for One is just quiet and All Might said, All for One, stop acting like this. As he's just quiet and still smiling, and All Might start getting a little bit worried, saying, the chief is All for One. Why is he smiling? Is there something wrong? Are you sure that this is the real him? As after that, the chief of police said, let me see. As after that, he'll look into the files of All for One, his body and all these things, as suddenly he getting surprised as he immediately pressed on the button closing the whole of the prison of Tartarus. And after that, he told every single police officer and every single person inside the prison to go into All for One's cell, as all of them come inside the cell and they took All Might with them. As after that, All Might said, what are you doing? As the chief of police said, can't be happening, this is impossible. As they got inside the room of All for One, and immediately they start just opening his chains, as All Might said, what are you doing? As immediately they start hearing the All for One heart, is he pounding. As after that, the doctor said, he's dead. As after that, All Might eyes whiting and said, what? This can't be. No, he can't be dead. As after that, the chief of police said, he's dead, All Might. His life support machine is still working, but he is dead. There is no heart pounding. His blood veins are stopping from working. He doesn't breathe, and there is no heat inside his body. He died last night, in the middle of the night. But I didn't know about that until today. As after that, All Might said, this can't be happening. What the fuck is happening here? I need to know something. There's something that we doesn't know. All this thing, Midoriya running away by this weird gray goo quirk thing, and All for One dying in the last night. There's something that's happening and I doesn't know what it is. Damn it. I can't just understand. What is he planning to? All for One it's impossible for All for One to just kill himself like that. Are you sure that he is dead? Maybe he's just tricking us. As after that, the chief of police said, we will gonna do our research, All Might. I wish that you will gonna go out from here. This will gonna be something big, and you should leave this place. We will gonna take things from here. As All Might said, damn it, I'm gonna go to search for Midoriya. As after that, the chief of police said, are you sure about this, All Might? You might die. As All Might said, maybe I am quirkless, but I'm gonna take a couple of heroes with me to search for him. After all, I need to find that kid. He needs help, and I can't just let him go down the dark path. Maybe he already gone down that path, but at least I can help him to forgive himself and maybe one day accept his reality and live an honest life. Even if he doesn't want to be a hero or something like that, I can't just let him go down the dark path. At least not continue in it. As after that, All Might just leave the place, and while he walking out of Tartarus, he's just saying in his head, how did All for One die? It's impossible for him. He never die. I know that he never die. He refused death a lots of times, like hundreds of times, and suddenly he just died inside the walls of Tartarus. There must be something that I doesn't understand, and it's something that I need to know. As after that, we cut back into Ezekiel. That right now he's just walking down the street and he's just looking left and right, enjoying a nice day and just smelling the flowers and all of these things, as suddenly he bumps into someone. As after that, the girl said sorry, as Izuku said no, it's my fault. As after that, the girl said, wait, I know this voice. As she looked back and she see the white-haired kid with the red eyes, as immediately she said, yo, you are Izuku. Izu. As Izuku said, what? Who are you? As after that, the girl said, I am Toga, don't you remember me? As after that, Izuku said, leave me alone, I doesn't want to talk with you. As after that, Toga said, oh, please, let us talk. Where were you disappearing? Your fight was so cool on the news, and you were doing some cool moves like bam, bam, and air cannon there, and air cannon that, and punches left and right, and throwing up and down, and boom. As after that, Izuku said, what do you want from me? Leave me alone. As after that, Toga starts continue talking so loudly, and Izuku just pushing her into an alleyway as he said, shut the fuck up. Why can't you shut the fuck up? As Toga said, well, because I enjoy being with you. What are you doing today? Are you, killing some fake heroes like Stain told you to do or something like that? As after that, Izuku said, well, kinda, yeah. As after that, Toga said, cool, can I join you please, pretty please? As after that, Izuku said, why do you want to join me? Don't you have your own fan club? As after that, Toga said, you mean what was their name? The League of Villains? Oh, yeah, I'm still with them. It's just that, Shigaraki has gone to meet with some sort of I don't know, a Yakuza boss or something like that, and I doesn't really care about it. So I'm just, enjoying a nice day out. Me and Twice are just, running down the street with Dabi, and we are just enjoying a nice day. As after that, Izuku said, wait, you're saying that Twice and Dabi are also here? As after that, he hears a sound from above him saying, yeah, you could pet your, bet your, what am I saying, yeah, I am here. As after that, Izuku look up above his head as he see, just Dabi jumping down and just slowing himself in the middle of the air by using his fire inside his palm of his hands. As after that, Twice jump out of a garbage can as he said, I am here, but I am not the hero that you will gonna expect to see on the news. Not the number one, at least. Maybe, wait a second. The number one hero have been changed, right? Awesome! This is so stupid. I mean, who really love Endeavor? I absolutely the best fan of him. I have all his, cups on his face and something like that, and I have all his merchants. As after that, Izuku said, what do you want from me? And don't tell me that you were hiding in this trash bag, just waiting for the perfect moment to show up. As after that, Twice said, you could bet your ass on it. Not really. As after that, Dabi said, hey, Midoriya, nice to meet you. As after that, Izuku said, Dabi, what do you want from me? As Dabi said, don't give me that look. I mean, I wouldn't say that we are friends, but at least we can, get along. I mean, both of us hates our dads, right? As after that, Izuku said, yeah, whatever. And after that, he started walking away, and Toga said, please, how about we all four of us just enjoy a nice day? As after that, Izuku said, I'm not in the mood, just leave me alone. As after that, Dabi said, oh, really? So you are scared? As after that, Izuku stopped and said, what? As Dabi said, you are scared from killing heroes, right? Or just after what's happened with you in the city and the fight between you and our leader. As after that, Izuku said, yeah, your leader, all for one, my dad. Tell me, aren't you supposed to be mad on me for, defeating him and sending him into Tartarus? I mean, aren't you supposed to be his, in his team and right now trying to kill me? As Dabi said, well, I really didn't know that he was our boss in the first place, and I really doesn't care about it. I'm only in the League of Villains just to be free. As after that, Toga said, yeah, and to be honest with you, he doesn't seem like the best boss. I mean, I like Shigaraki, but sometimes I just like to go down in the street and kill some people. As Toga said, see, you understand me very well. We are like, you're just understand me. Are we soulmates or something like that? As after that, Twice said, well, how about we all just enjoy a nice day and drinking some coffee? I hate coffee. Or maybe we can kill some fake heroes, or maybe kill even the true heroes. That will be perfect. Not really. As after that, Izuku said, you know what? As after that, he heard a sound behind in the back of his head said, some quirks will be useful. As after that, Izuku turned around and said, who said that? As after that, Toga said, what's wrong, Izuku? As after that, Izuku looking back, seeing Toga just, wrapping her arms around Izuku's right arm, as Izuku said, leave me alone. As Toga said, no, you're mine. As after that, Izuku said, leave me alone. As Toga said, or what? What can you possibly do? As Izuku said, I can blow you into nothing. As Toga said, are you gonna do it? As Izuku said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. As Toga said, well, if you do it, then the people around this place will gonna know that is you, because everyone know your air cannon already, and the heroes will gonna come into the place, and they will gonna ruin on you your, little walk day or something like that. As Izuku said, I hate that you are right. As after that, Toga said, good, as she immediately just kissing Izuku on his cheek. And after that, Dabi said, hey, both of you, two lovebirds, can you please stop this? And let's go. And after that, Izuku said, who did make you the leader of us? As after that, Dabi said, well, Toga is wrapping her arms around you, so I doesn't really think that you'll have any much more of a choice here. As after that, Twice said, we will gonna have such a wonderful time, my friend. I hate you. As after that, Izuku said in his mind, fucking, why am I always end up in the worst possible situation? As he only heard the sound in the back of his head said, well, I wouldn't say that is a bad situation. As after that, Izuku just looking back, and Toga said, what are you looking at, Izu? As after that, Izuku said, nothing, my head hurts me a little bit. I feel like I'm quite hungry. As after that, Toga said, ooh, how about we go and eat something? As after that, Dabi said, well, alright, let's go and eat something. As after that, Twice said, ooh, I know a perfect place to eat. It's the best restaurant in the city. It's the worst one. Everyone, walk behind of me. Don't walk behind me. As everyone starts walking behind Twice. And in the end, they finally got into a restaurant. You can say a restaurant of villains, as Izuku just sit down and Toga still wrapping her arms around Izuku, staying by his side, while Twice and Dabi are sitting by the side of each other. And after that, the butler, or you can say the waiter come into the place, as she said, what can I get you, dears? As after that, Izuku looking at her and seeing just basically a girl spider or whatever is that. As Izuku said, what this Twice? What the hell is this place? As Twice said, don't worry, Muffet may be looking a little bit terrifying, but she's a good, friend. She's my worst friend. I've never loved her in my life. She never gave me this thing that I want to eat. She always just make me pay double the whatever thing for the food. But I like that her food is really delicious. It's disgusting. As after that, Izuku said, alright, as he just looking on the menu and he just reading, can I get some spider donuts and some tea? As after that, immediately Muffet said, alright, dear. What about you, Scarface? As after that, Dabi said, just get me a burger or something like that. And Twice said, I want some spaghetti. Spaghetti with the sauce on the top of it, and a glass of cola. All right, don't give me that. Just give me some sort of I don't know, some what was it called? Potatoes or fucking like that. Or maybe some chicken. No, don't give me that. As after that, Toga said, just get him some chicken wings. And for me, I want some meat. As after that, Muffet said, alright. As she go and start, just preparing everything, while Izuku and everyone are just sitting down. As after that, Toga said, so, Izu, what were you doing in the last, couple of days or weeks? As after that, Izuku said, well, it's not... Well, do you really want to know? As Dabi said, well, it will gonna be interesting if it's from you. As after that, immediately, of course, Twice said, well, yeah, I mean, you are the son of the devil after all. As he just said that on the loud of his voice, and everyone just looking back on their table. As Twice said, no, he's not. As Izuku said, great, just great. As after that, some villains start coming closer into Izuku, as they said, wait, you are the son of the devil? the son of Awful One, the one that destroyed the Tooth cities and defeat all those heroes. As everyone starts, just asking for Izuku autograph and just going around of him, telling him to, sign their faces or something like that. As after that, Izuku slammed his hand into the table and said, "Can you please leave me to eat something?" As after that, everyone, feeling the massive amount of air pressure that Izuku starts shooting out of his body, as they immediately go back into their, of course, seats and start eating their food. As after that, Dabi said, "Interesting. What do you call that ability?" As after that, Izuku said, "What ability? I just used it randomly. I doesn't even know what is it." As after that, Twice said, "Well, can you please tell us what is your abilities? I really doesn't know a lot about them. I only know that you can shoot air cannons out of your arms and maybe your legs. Can you shoot it out of your butt? No, that's just they're just what they call it, disgusting." As after that, Izuku said, "Well, I mean, I only can shoot out of my arms, but I can do something like air bullets, just shooting some bullets out of my fingers of air sniper, basically a strong bullets forcing all the air around, forcing all the air pressure around my arm into one single point to create some sort of a deadly bullet that can travel through a lots of kilometers. And also I have air hell, just putting my hands inside the ground and shooting some sort of an air fountain around the zone that I'm inside of, or something like that." And also, as after that, Dabi said, "Why don't you try something like air slash?" As after that, Izuku said, "What do you mean by that?" As after that, Dabi said, "I don't know, just cover your whole fingers arm and just slash the air in front of you, creating some sort of a claws things or something like that. I saw it in the movie once." As after that, Izuku said, "You know what, that actually might be useful. Air claws. That's actually kinda interesting. Maybe I'm gonna try it later." As after that, Toga said, "And maybe after you try this out, me and you can train together, and after that we can go on a date." As Izuku said, "When did you decide that I am with you? I'm not with you." As after that, Toga said, "No, you're with me. I already told you that you are mine." As after that, finally Muffin coming back into the, of course, the table and said, Here is your food, dears. Enjoy the food, and I hope that you will gonna pay me very well, Twice." As after that, Twice said, "You will just gonna rob me as always." "No, I know that you will never do that." As after that, Muffin said, "Well, enjoy the food." As everyone started eating and enjoying the food actually, and Izuku said, "Wow, this actually is so delicious." As after that, immediately Twice said, "I told you, it's the best food in Japan." "No, it's the worst. I mean, I can possibly make something better by myself." As after that, Izuku said, whatever. As after that, Izuku started feeling something in his arm, as he just starts seeing some sort of a crimson electricity flirking through his fingers. As after that, Dobby said, "Are you okay?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, I'm okay." As after everyone done from their foods, Toga said, "Alright, we are done. How about we go and kill some heroes?" As after that, Dobby said, "Looks fine for me. What about you, Twice?" As Twice said, "Absolutely no." As Izuku said, "Well, let's do that." And after that, everyone just leave the restaurant after basically Muffin robbing Twice from all his money. As Twice coming back into Izuku and everyone, as Izuku asked him how much did he give Muffin, as he said, "I doesn't even have pockets, and she even robbed me. She robbed me even when I doesn't have pockets. I doesn't know how she did that, but she did it." "No, she did not." As after that, Izuku said, "I doesn't know what you are talking about, but let's just go." As after that, everyone just leave the restaurant and go to kill some fake heroes. But this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this part and what do you think will gonna happen in the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Severed was here.